Shalom, shalom, yasha'Allah, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, as always, want to say, call hello and like how Bashimusha, Wumlaka done now, Yahusha. All praises to the Heavenly Father, all right, for his mercy, his grace. All praise for keeping us in his truth. All praise for not forsaking us and bringing us back to the fold and bending us back, giving us a chance to come back to him full-heartedly. All praises for his wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. And most high willing, all the sincere brethren out there, we are faring well. All the sincere brothers out there faring well and doing the things that they need to do in order to make it out here to from this damn captivity. Shalom, peace to you, peace and blessings, right? And we about to go into the parables of Yahushua real quick, man. Might turn this into a little series, but we'll see. But especially in the times of Passover, that's definitely needed for Israel to understand what the truth truly is about, what serving Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua truly is about. Yes, there's a balance of everything, and Yahushua displays that perfectly to all of us, and we have to pay attention to Yahushua's teachings, right? The weightier matters of things. And his parables, they teach those weighty matters in all aspects and fronts. And in order for us to get our mind, our hearts right with Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, right? We're going to start right here with Luke 18. All right, we're going to read Luke 18 all the way down to Luke 17. And we go back and forth and things like that with other precepts to, knock this down, right? So this is Luke chapter 18, and we start at verse 1. It says, "And he spake a parable unto them to this end, that men ought always to pray and not to faint, saying, there was in a city a judge which feared not God, neither regarded man." So there's a judge who doesn't care about nobody. He got his money, he's ruling his city, his town, and he doesn't care about nothing, right? It says, verse 3, "And there was a widow in that city, and she came unto him, saying, avenge me of mine adversaries. And he would not, for a while, but afterward he said within himself, though I fear not God, nor regard men, yet because this widow troubleth me, I will avenge her, lest by her continual coming she worry me. And the Lord said," right? So basically, Yahushua gonna explain it real quick. It said, "And the Lord said, hear what the unjust judge saith," right? You heard what the unjust judge just said. The unjust judge doesn't even care about no one, but yet this unjust judge still taking up for the widow, taking up for somebody who's weak, right, in his society, and somebody who's being taken advantage of because she doesn't have no covering, she doesn't have no head, she doesn't have no hedge around her and whatnot, because this is what we're called to do, to take care of the widows. But the point that Yahushua is drawing, an unrighteous judge, this is what the unrighteous judge does. An unrighteous judge looks out for the weak, right? And then now he says, verse 7, "And shall not Yahweh avenge his own elect, which cry day and night unto him, though he bear long with them? I tell you that he will avenge them speedily. Nevertheless, when the Son of Man cometh, shall he find faith on the earth?" Right? So right here, this is to all the people who think they understand Jesus, right? They understand Yahushua, thinking that there's no reprimanding for the things that are being done to the widows. Who are the widows? That's Israel, right? The weak and the poor of this world. So Yahushua is saying, look, These guys, even a wicked judge will take care of his own. So guess what? You think that the righteous judge, the righteous of them all, is not going to take care of his poor, his weak? Best believe he will. Best believe he will. And he's going to take care of them by destroying them. And we all know precepts like Revelation 13 and 9. Right? Let's get this one real quick. Let's get 2 Thessalonians. Right? It's chapter 1. We start at verse 5. It says, which is a manifest token of the righteous judgment of God, that ye may be counted worthy of the kingdom of God, for which ye also suffer. So we are suffering because what is the Most High doing? The Most High God is seeing through this captivity, through this place. He is seeing if we will still keep his ways in the midst of all these distractions, in the midst of all these hardships. Right? Let me get this real quick. Actually, Deuteronomy, I believe verse chapter 8, and verse 2. It says, and thou shalt remember all the way which the Lord thy God led thee these 40 years in the wilderness. This is when we were in the wilderness for 40 years. But this right here is the real wilderness. This land has no food, right? No spiritual food, and it has no spiritual water, right? Nothing to sustain our spirit, our soul. They only filling us with a bunch of nonsense, a bunch of laws and oppressions, right? In order to keep us abased, to keep us down spiritually and physically. So this is the real wilderness that we're going through. But this is the reason why the Most High put us through this, right? It says, to humble thee and to prove thee, to know what was in thine heart, whether thou wouldest keep his commandments or not. So that's the whole point, right? He wanted to know if you are going to keep the commandments, right? So now let's see again. And we are in this wilderness right here. So we got to endure this suffering and things like that. But now it says verse 6, seeing it is a righteous thing with God to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you. It's a righteous thing with the Most High Yahweh to recompense them that trouble us with what? Destruction, right? Destruction is going to come upon them, right? Those that trouble us, which is all these other people, all these other nations, and even the wicked of our people, they trouble us. And this is what Yahushua is saying. This is what Yahushua is about, right? He's about letting them know, look, it's a righteous thing with the Most High to bring destruction upon these people. And this is what Yahushua let them know. Look, if the wicked takes care and looks out for their people, they have a judicial system. They have people who are found guilty, and they'll have people who are found innocent. And even they go even to the extent of being of having respective persons for their own people, right? So Yahushua is letting you know, look, if even a wicked judge maneuver this way, guess what? I will maneuver for that way. The Most High is maneuvering that way as well, right? It's a righteous thing for him to recompense those that trouble us with evil. It's a righteous thing. So any Christians saying that, oh, Hebrew Israelites, they just hate, they just spew out hate, they just spew out this, that, and third, they twisting the Bible out of the mouth of Yahushua of Christ himself. This is what he says. And we have to believe and accept it because this is who's speaking. This is Christ speaking. This is the Bible speaking. We're not speaking out of our own mind. We understand, yes, we are in this captivity. And if anybody say, oh, yeah, we're in this captivity, God put you in this captivity according to your understanding, then why would he find fault? It's fine. Let's go to Luke 17 real quick. Start at the top. It says, Luke 17:1. Then said he unto the disciples, it is impossible, but that offenses will come. But woe unto him through whom they come. It is, Yahushua just said, look, it's impossible for offenses not to come, man. Right? It's impossible. Offenses will always come around because we are all but flesh. Right? We are all but dirt. Right? From the Israelites down to the Edomites. Right? Everybody will offend to a certain degree. But these guys, they offend the greatest because it says, and it says, but woe, meaning what? Destruction unto them by whom the offense come. And it goes on to say, it were better for him that a millstone were hung about his neck and he cast into the sea, than he should offend one of these little ones. And we are the little ones. We are the poor ones. We are the widows. We are the ones who are found in the wilderness with no guidance, and everybody's taking advantage of us. All right, let's go real quick to Jeremiah. Let's go to Jeremiah chapter 2 and verse 3. It says, Israel was holiness unto the Lord, and the first fruits of his increase. All that devour him shall offend. It's impossible for offenses to come, but offense will come. But destruction, right? It says, all that devour him shall offend. So these guys, they're offended. And Yahushua says what? And the Bible says what? Evil will come upon them, saith the Lord. All those that offend, those offenses, evil gonna come upon you. That's what the Bible says, man. Evil gonna come upon you, and you offend the little ones, man. Woe and destruction gonna come upon you. So that's what, again, right here, Christ is explicitly letting us know, because this is why it says precept upon precept, line upon line, because his parables, he's saying things that were said before, and that is said throughout the whole Bible in other instances. And it's for us to go and seek it out to gain the proper understanding. All right. So these are the oracles of God. These are the understandings that the Most High God, these are the judgments of the Most High God has given us to understand. Right. And for us to try to avoid as well. So again, it says, I will tell, now this verse 8, it says, I tell you that he will avenge them speedily. Trust me, that's why we see the state of the world. This is why we see the world is upside down, because Yahweh Shah is getting ready to judge this place. It's judging this place. And the greater judgment is coming very, very soon. So rest assured, Yahweh Shah is not being mocked, right? He is watching out for his people. And this is why as well he says, nevertheless, when the Son of Man cometh, shall he find faith on the earth? Are we going to still have that faith? Because it says in Revelation 13, let's get it, right? Shall he find faith? What faith he talking about? What is he saying? This is Revelation 13:9. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. So Yahushua is saying, look, will I have these saints wait patiently and faithfully waiting for those that led them into captivity to be led into captivity, and those that kill them with the sword to be killed with the sword? Because that's what the saints are waiting on. If you're not waiting on that, if that's not what your soul, your spirit is crying out to for Yahweh Yahushua, guess what? You're not a saint. Guess what? That's why Yahushua says, shall I find faith upon the earth? Because everybody think that God loves everybody. Everybody think that Jesus loves everybody. Everybody think that any and everybody can make it to the kingdom of heaven. But Yahushua specifically saying, look, majority of people not gonna have faith because nobody not gonna understand what's going on anymore. Everybody gonna be given to their own lust, to their own desires, to wicked doctrines of the serpent, of the backstabbers, of the thief, of the rapist, of the people who robbed. Right? Their mindset is gonna be gone. They're not gonna have the oracles of God in their mind anymore. So that's why he asks how he found faith. And also he does ask how he found faith. Will those that's patiently waiting, will they still keep that faith going? Will they still be waiting? Yes, some brothers knew and understood that Yahushua is gonna come and destroy this place and things like that. But brothers fell back into the world. Brothers start smoking. Brothers start doing this. Brothers start doing that. Brothers start committing adultery. Brothers start doing a bunch. Not just brothers, sisters do it too. Sisters start committing adultery. Sisters start smoking. Sisters start going back into the world. Sisters start laying left and right with brothers, right? Sisters start wearing pants, right? Brothers start being effeminate, right? Brothers start doing things that's wicked. So, hey, you lost that patience. You lost that faith. So only the real will understand that faith and keep that faith and keep that understanding and stay and hoping and patiently, faithfully waiting for those things to happen. For Yahushua says he will avenge them speedily. Right? So let's read on. Verse 9. Luke 18:9. It says, and he spake this parable unto certain which trusted in themselves that they were righteous and despised others. If this is you, if you don't self-examine it, this is what's going to happen. You're going to think you're righteous. You trust in yourself. And this always has been the downfall of our people. And this is what people think that Hebrew Israelites are about. Both people in the world, Christians and things like that, so-called Christians and things like that, and people in the truth as well, so-called in the truth. Brothers with fringes, sisters with hair wraps. They trust in themselves thinking that they are righteous. You gotta, especially in these times of Passover, if you think that you're gonna fall just like the brothers and sisters that done fell. Right? You're gonna fall just like them. Just your time hasn't come yet. The Most High is still extending mercy and grace for you to actually acquire the proper understanding, the proper way to walk this walk. Because what's going to happen is that you're going to fall if you don't properly understand what's going on. Now, this is what parable that he says he's about to say towards the people who are self-righteous. Right? It says, two men went into the temple to pray, the one a Pharisee, the one a publican. The Pharisee stood and prayed thus with himself, God, I thank thee that I am not as other men are, extortioners, unjust, adulterers, or even as this publican. I fast, right? Now, all these things, of course, you're not supposed to be these things, right? But he's boasting in himself as if it's all of him. He knows not to do these things. It's not of him. It's of Yahweh Basmi Yahushua. Because it's Yahweh Basmi Yahushua who put that spirit in us. It's not of us who it's not. Let's get this. Let's get this real quick. Romans chapter 9. Let's jump around. Romans chapter 9. Right. This is chapter 9, verse 15 said, For he saith to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion. It's the Most High who has mercy on the elect, the Most High who has us in this truth, the Most High who's imputing this understanding upon us. It's his wisdom, it's his knowledge, it's his understanding, not ours. We're just following. The only thing we're supposed to do, the only thing we're wise to do is to follow what he tells us. That's the only thing, right? And even that is him that put it in our spirit to follow him, right? But let's keep going. Verse 16, it says, so then it is not, right? Listen, so then it is not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, but of the Most High that sheweth mercy, right? It's not of us, it's of the Most High. It's not us who's doing this thing. It's Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Let's go back to Deuteronomy 8 real quick. I believe I want verse 15. Right? Real quick, because our people tend to get proud and things like that, being in the truth, and we understand that. We have to understand that in order to not be in that same spirit, or else we will fall sooner or later. Right? Deuteronomy chapter 8, and we start at verse, I start at verse 11. It says, beware that thou forget not Yahweh thy God in not keeping his commandments and his judgments and his statutes, which I command thee this day. Lest when thou hast eaten and art full and hast built goodly houses and dwelt therein, and when thy herds and thy flocks multiply, and thy silver and thy gold is multiplied, and all that thou has is multiplied, then thine heart be lifted up, and thou forget the Lord thy God, which brought thee forth out of the land of Egypt from the house of bondage. Right? So that's on a physical. When we get money, get rich, get possessions, get our wives, get our children, and all that stuff. Yahweh started saying, look, when you multiply and grew, you're not supposed to forget me, because I give you all these things. Right? Don't forget my commandments, my statutes, my judgments, because he tells you, because I'm the one that's telling you how to get these things and how to prosper, how to have life, how to live life. But you're not supposed to be like forgetting these things, and these things are easily forgotten by our people. They are easily forgotten. Now, on the spiritual side, what is it saying? On the spiritual side, is letting you know how these things, when you acquire the food, right? The spiritual food, when you acquire the spiritual knowledge, right? The knowledge, understanding, when you acquire the white raiments, the heavenly garments, raiments, and things like that. When wisdom make your face to shine, you better not forget the Lord your God, right? Because all these things is spiritual food. It's food that can actually sustain us, keep us, bring us to life, because that's what food is supposed to do on a physical level. Sustain us, bring us to life, right? Because we don't want to die of anger, of hunger, salakia, and things like that, right? We have raiment to clothe us. We have real gold, real money, right? Just read Revelation 3:19 on down, right? Yahushua saying, come and buy of me these clothes. So when we acquire these knowledge and understanding, we better not forsake Yahweh Shem Yahushua, because it's him that does all these things. It's not of him that willeth or runneth, but Yahweh who has mercy and calls us to this, to and bidding us to this marriage. We got to understand that, right? We cannot let this thing puff us up. Let's get this real quick. 1 Corinthians 8:1. It says, now as touching things offered unto idols, we know that we all have knowledge. Knowledge puffeth up. This is the part I want. Knowledge puffeth up, but charity edifieth. When we have knowledge, it puffs you up. It makes your head big, right? You think you know better than everybody. You think you are better than everybody, when in fact, we are just like them, right? Let me see. I believe, let me get this real quick. Galatians chapter 5. No, I think I want chapter 6. Right here. And start at verse 3. It says, for if a man thinketh himself to be something when he is nothing, he deceiveth himself. Right? You're going to deceive yourself when you think you are something or somebody of great importance. The Most High, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, doesn't need you at the end of the day. Yahweh Shem Yahushua used heathens before. He used donkeys before, right? He used Israelites, of course, men and women before. He used the whole earth and he uses the sun and the moon to declare his word as well. Letting you know, look, there's a war that's coming. Like right now that we see all these, we know there's a solar eclipse that's coming April 8th. We know there's a bunch of things that's coming upon the earth. We've seen so many blood moons now, right? We've seen all these signs. The earth is speaking for Yahweh Shem Yahushua. You just got to understand what is being said, when and what it's saying, right? Let me see. Salaki, let me see. Then let me go to chapter, same thing, right? Galatians chapter, let me see. Salaki, bear with me. Salaki, bear with me real quick. I know I'm reading over it. Well, let's go back. Let's go back. Most I will come back to me. Let's go back to Luke chapter 18. All right. Let's go back to Luke chapter 18. It says right here again, right? This is about, I'll start at verse 9 again. It says, and he spake this parable unto certain which trusted in themselves that they were righteous and despised others. Two men went up into the temple to pray, the one a Pharisee and the other a publican. The Pharisee stood and prayed thus with himself, God, I thank thee that I am not as other men are extortioners, unjust, adulterers, or even as this publican. I fast twice in the week. I give tithes of all that I possess. Right? He's boasting as if it's by his works, when Romans already let us know that's not by your works, but because the Most High is calling you to do these things. You're not giving Yahweh Shem outside his glory, and you're taking the glory. Therefore, and Yahweh Shem already said, I will not give nobody my glory. He's not gonna give you his glory, man. Right? And that goes for all idols, that goes for all heathens, and that also goes for all Israelites. He's not going to give you his glory, right? This is verse 13. It says, and the publican standing afar off would not lift up so much as his eyes unto heaven, but smote upon his breast, saying, Yahweh, be merciful to me, a sinner. I tell you, this man went down to his house justified rather than the other. For everyone that exalteth himself shall be abased, and he that humbleth himself shall be exalted. Right? If you exalting yourself, you will be abased by Yahweh Shem Yahushua. You will be brought low. And in that time when you are brought low, you have two options. Either to say, forget it, I'm going to just go back to the world, go back to the matrix, and or say, man, yeah, I messed up. I better chill, humble down, Salaka Yahweh Shem Yahushua, and get back up. That's the two options. The Most High is not humbling you in order for you to go back to the world. That's why he says in Deuteronomy 8, we are in this wilderness because Yahweh Shem Yahushua is proving us. Let's go back to it. He's humbling us, right? And thou shalt, this is Deuteronomy 8:2, and thou shalt, right, and thou shalt remember all the way which the Lord thy God led thee these 40 years in the wilderness, to humble thee and to prove thee, to know what was in thine heart, whether thou wouldest keep his commandments or no. Are you going to keep his commandments even though you're down bad, and he keeps pushing you down, he keeps getting you down and humbling you and trying to prove you, and the outcome is either going to be, man, forget this, or yeah, okay, I gotta keep persevering. That's what Israel means, man. That's what Yasha'Allah means. That's why we got that name, because we kept persevering, right? And we understand that 1/3, they will keep persevering. They will keep at the truth because they understand how Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahusha, delivers them, man. Is their deliverer. And how Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahusha prophesied all these things. And that's why it says in Sirach 2, my son, if you come to serve the Most High, prepare thy soul for temptations. And you got to understand that. Prepare yourself, because you will be humbled by Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahusha to see if you're going to keep his ways or if you're going to forsake him. And if you're going to have that pride, especially if you already have a prideful spirit, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahusha will keep you down and put you down. Right? Let's go back to Luke. Actually, let's get this real quick. Let's get Isaiah 66. And we're going to start at the top. It's Isaiah 66. And verse 1 says, thus saith the Lord, the heaven is my throne, and the earth is my footstool. Where is the house that ye built unto me? And where is the place of my rest? Meaning what? All you guys, y'all prideful as hell. Y'all say you build God a house. This is the church of God. This is the glory of Christ. This is the tabernacle of Zion. This is the Mount Everest on top of Mount Zion church of gathering of the saints. Nah, man. You didn't build nothing. You can't build nothing for Yahweh Ba'ashim, because everything belongs to him already. Right? It says verse 2, for all those things has mine hand made. He made everything. Right? So why are you prideful? Right? It says all those things have been, saith the Lord. But to this man will I look. Now, this is the man that he looks upon. Even to him that is poor and of a contrite heart, and trembleth at my word. Right? You gotta tremble at his word. You can't just have a contrite heart, meaning what? You say you're forgiveful, and you help people and things like. You're a nice person, basically. But you still say, nah, I don't believe in God. I just try to be a nice person. Nah, you can't be a nice person. You can't honestly have a contrite heart if you don't obey the word of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahusha. If you don't tremble at his word. Because his word says what? His word says anybody who violates the Israelites, anybody who violates the poor, the lowly, I will violate them in return. Right? Their blood will cry out to me, and I will come and answer them in that time. So you got to understand that. So, hey, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahusha, that's how he moves, man. And he's going to tell you that in Luke 18 all the way down to 17. You're going to hear that. So you got to tremble at his word. You got to do what he tells you to do, meaning the commandments, and you got to obey his statutes and judgment. His statutes, which is the Israelites are my chosen. You better do good by them. And you better accept his judgments, which is anybody, when you do wrong by the Israelites, anybody who do wrong by on this earth against the lowly, look, I'm gonna kill you. Anybody who's following the wicked laws of this land, such as the alphabets, right? You don't care, or you support them. Right, you support wickedness, or you support anything that this land has going on, because this land was stolen from the poor and lowly, right? This land was stolen. This land is built of this whole society is built under and by the bloodshed and destruction of another people, right? The righteous, evil, and i.e. these guys are the Israelites that you shed their blood. So the Most High God will come and shed your blood 20 times, 100 times, 1,000 times worse. So you got to accept that judgment. That's the faith and the patience of the saints, right? So you got to tremble at his word. right? You got to have that contrite heart. That's what Yahweh, that's who Yahweh Shem Yahushua is looking to. All right, let's get another one on that. Psalm 34. Let's go to verse 18. Let's start at 17. It says, the righteous cry, and the Lord heareth, and delivereth them out of all their troubles. When the righteous is crying, which is the lowly, the poor, the Most High is hearing them, and he will deliver them. And in verse 18 it says, the Lord is nigh unto them that are of a broken heart, and saveth such as be of a contrite heart. So you have no reason for you as an Israelite to be prideful, to think that you can, that you are better than this, that, and the third person. And thinking that Yahweh is dealing with you, and you're not giving Yahweh all the glory. You taking all the glory for yourself. And guess what, man? Destruction gonna come your way. The Most High's not dealing with that. And you have to understand that before it's too late, right? It says, many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Lord delivereth him out of them all. So many is our afflictions. You have to understand that too. And those that's afflicting us, you have to understand and accept that they will have to go through even 20 times worse than what went down with our forefathers. Because the Most High never forget. They say, oh, that's like 200 years ago, 400 years ago, 100 years ago, thousands of years ago. Now in 2024, God forgave and forgot. No, that's not true. Let's go to Amos. Believe I want chapter 8 and verse 7. It says, the Lord has sworn by the excellency of Jacob, surely I will never forget any of their works. The Most High God never forgets nobody's works, whether it's the Israelites' works, wicked works, and the other people's works, these heathens' works, these goyams, these Gentiles' works. The Most High God has sworn by the excellency of Jacob, meaning what? By the head of Yahushua. He sworn on the head of Yahushua. He sworn on the head of King David, on the head of the 144, on the head of the rest of the 1/3, that he will never forget. Or he sworn on the head of Abraham, the head of Isaac, on the head of Jacob. Look, because these guys, everybody belongs to him. So he is able to swear on their head. And he even swear on his head, look, I'm not going to forget. I will bring destruction to these people. I will judge them. I will do what I have set out to do, and what I have said, and I will do it. Right? So we have to understand that, right? So we got to have a contrite heart, a lowly heart, and trust unto Yahweh Shem Yahushua at all costs, man. Because that's who the Most High, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, is dealing with. Let's go back to Luke chapter 18. And now we're going to pick back up at verse 15, right? It says, and they brought unto him also infants, and he would touch them. But when his disciples saw it, they rebuked them. But Yahushua called them unto him and said, suffer little children to come unto me, and forbid them not, for of such is the kingdom of God. What does that mean? Of such is the kingdom of God. Because what is a child, man? A child is, when you reprove a child, let's go here real quick. Let's go to Proverbs 23 real quick. I believe I want to start right here. Let me see. Right. Because right here, let's start at 12. It says, apply thine heart unto instructions, and thine ears to the words of knowledge. Withhold not correction from the child, for if thou beatest him with the rod, he shall not die. Right? Thou shalt beat him with the rod, and he shalt deliver his soul from hell. My son, If thine heart be wise, my heart shall rejoice, even mine. Yea, my reign shall rejoice when thy lips speak right things. So right here, he's letting you know, look, man, you gotta be as a child, right? In the kingdom of heaven is like a child. That's what he says in Luke. So children, they take corrections, right? We all know about that saying, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Why? Because those dogs are already stuck in their ways, one, and also they are old. They're already, which means they are stuck in their ways, but they are old, so therefore they can't really do new things. They're not physically able to do new things. That's why they stuck in their ways physically and mentally. So, but that's why Yahweh said you got to be like a child, because a child will take instructions. And a child, you can beat a child, but the child not going to end up hating you, right? This is why Yahweh did to us. This is what he did to Yasha Allah. He beat us, right? And we don't end up hating him. Nah, you cannot spare your child from the rod, because why? Or else you're going to teach him, you're not going to correct them properly, man. That's why it says right here, withhold not correction from the child. For if thou beatest him with the rod, he shall not die. That's why the Most High sent us into captivity. That was him beating us with the rod, so that we don't die as a nation, right? So that these other people don't take advantage of us, and the wrath of Yahweh will be completely kindled against us and give us over to the hands of our enemies. But the Most High is only merely chastising us through these other nations in order for us to do what? Come back to him as a whole. That's what a child does, man. Right? That's one aspect of a child, right? Because also the child is meek. A child will learn from their parents, right? From their fathers, especially, right? Let's go right here real quick. Let's go to Sirach chapter 11. It's like, no, that's Sirach, I think 116. Right, 16:1. It says, desire not a multitude of unprofitable children, neither delight in ungodly son. Though they multiply, rejoice not in them, except the fear of the Lord be with them. You see that? You cannot, if you have a bunch of ungodly sons, the Bible said, listen, don't even be happy about it. Because, that you have a lot of children, a lot of sons and things like that. That's not it. You gotta love the child that fears the Most High. That's who you should love, because that's the one who will carry out your inheritance. That's the one who will be saved from all these things. That's the one that the Most High will be dealing with and things like that. So you should only rejoice in that child, right? And that's what Yahweh is doing. Again, we are his children. He's only rejoicing over 1/3. He chastising the whole nation, 1/3 and 2/3. But 1/3 is the only one who's taking and having the fear of Yahweh Shah. So therefore, he's only rejoicing over them. So now, Yahweh Shah is only dealing with 1/3, right? Consequently, right? Right here. This is Sirach chapter 40 and verse 19. It says, children and the building of a city continue a man's name, but a blameless wife is counted above them both. Right? The children, that's what they do. They continue the man's name, and we've profaned the name of the Most High amongst the heathens, as it says throughout Isaiah, throughout the Bible. Right? And we profane the name of Yahweh Shah. So amongst the heathens. So, but a righteous child, a child who fears the Most High, they will continue his name through and build the city, right? And the latter end says, but a blameless wife is counted above them both. Again, and we are the bride of who? The bride of Christ, right? And we are, and the elect is that blameless wife who is above them both. That's why we encounter all these parables. They are making sense throughout these precepts. They are making sense throughout the understanding of Yahweh Shah, right? And that's why only the elect will rule and gain the kingdom, because they are above any wicked nation. And these children, they will keep that name of Yahweh Shem Yahushua alive, and will build the city according to the ways of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. So that's why we got to understand these things. So that's why Yahweh says, that's why Yahweh is saying these parables the way he's speaking them. Let's go back to Luke 18:15. It says, and they brought unto him also infants, and he would touch them, But when his disciples saw it, they rebuked them. But Yahweh called them unto him and said, suffer the little children to come unto me, and forbid them not, for of such is the kingdom of God. Verily I say unto you, whosoever shall not receive the kingdom of God as a little child shall in no wise enter therein. Again, you cannot enter the kingdom unless you take the rebuke as a child that the Most High God has been rebuking you with. If you don't humble down and take that beating and say sorry, Abba, right? Sorry, Abba, right? To Yahweh Shem Yahushua. You say sorry for all the things that you've done, and come back to him through the faith. It's nothing. It's not about your works. You don't have no works for you to boast about. Your wisdom is not of yours, right? Your wisdom is of the world, is of your flesh, and the wisdom of the scripts is of the Most High. So you cannot boast of anything. The precepts and everything is of the Most High. So you got to be like a child, just like a child learns from their parents, or supposed to be learning from their parents, not from school teachers and things like that. The first teacher and the only teacher, true teacher, should be the parents, right? Whether to know how to cook, to know how to fix a car, to know how to sweep the floor, to know how to fix a door, put a door handle up, whatever it may be. Whether it's wisdom, right? Understanding, knowledge, whether it's the comedy, what is funny to you, whether it's the music taste, or whatever it may be, it should be from the parents, right? Their understanding of things, the things that to live by, should be from their parents, right? So just like a child learns this way, humble that way, we all should be humble and understand that way as well, because it's not of us, but it's from our parent. It's from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, right? Let's get this last one, Sirach chapter 2 and 17, and we're going to close out. This is Sirach chapter 2 and 17. It says, they that fear Yahweh will prepare their hearts and humble their souls in his sight, saying, we will fall into the hands of the Lord and not into the hands of men, for as his majesty is, so is his mercy. And you don't want to fall into the hands of men. You don't want to say, man, I could do this myself, or man, forget this. I'm going to protect myself with this gun. I'm going to protect myself, this, that, and the third. I'm going to just learn the knowledge, the laws of the land, and live off of the laws of the land, and forget the laws of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Hey, man, you just putting your hands in the hands of men. And men have no mercy, no compassion. Men will kill you as long as it benefits them, and will save you as long as it benefits them, right? The Most High is the only one who's truly merciful, truly long-suffering, who truly has compassion and loves us. And we had to understand that and humble ourselves before him before it's too late, especially during this time of Passover. All right, and with that, say, call hello and like Yahweh Shem Yahushua, Kwam Yashala, Shalom.